I will show you how to crochet this lace that is a continuous ribbon lace. You can repeat this pattern and crochet your lace for as long as you want until you have the needed length. For this project, you will need some yarn, crocheting yarn, or any of your choosing. You will need a hook and some scissors at the end there to cut the yarn off when you're done. This pattern will begin with the chain of 17 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Now yarn over, and into the 7th stitch we will do a double crochet stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7th stitch we go into, and I will do a double crochet stitch into it. Like so. Now I'm gonna do another yarn over, and this time I'm gonna go into the 8th stitch or the next one, the 8th one right here. And I'm gonna do a double crochet stitch into it. Another yarn over, and we're going into the 9th right here and do another double crochet stitch into it. And now I have 3 double crochet stitches, one next to another. Here we went into the 7th stitch, then into the 8th, and now into the 9th. Now I'm going to need chain of 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Yarn over. Now I'm going to count a 4th stitch and go into it and do a double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like so. Now I'm gonna do chain of 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Yarn over, and I'm gonna go into very first stitch, the beginning of the chain, and do 1 double crochet. And this is our initial column that we created. It will be the bottom of the pattern or the top, depending on how you attach it to your project. Next step, I'm going to do chain of 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to turn my work to the other side like so. Now this is the bottom for me, and I'm going to do a yarn over, and into this first opening I will go into it and do 3 double crochet stitches. This is my first one. Now my second, yarn over into this opening, second double crochet, and now my third, yarn over into the same opening, now I'm going to do another yarn over, and this time I'm going to go and do a double crochet stitch to the top of this column. Double crochet into that, like so. Now I'm gonna do chain of 3. 1, 2, yarn over, and I will go to here now, and above these 3 columns or 3 double crochet stitches, I will do another 3 double crochet stitches, each above the one that I already have. So I'm gonna go in here and do my first double crochet stitch, like so. Now I'm gonna do second and third, so yarn over. Now I'm gonna go above the second one right here and do another double crochet stitch, and now a third one, yarn over, above the last one, double crochet, now I'm going to do chain of 6 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now I'm going to turn my work like so, yarn over, and now I'm going to repeat 3 columns or 3 double crochet stitches, one above the other like before. So first I'm gonna go in here like so. This is going to be my first double crochet stitch, yarn over. Now I'm gonna go do a second one above a second column. This will be my second double crochet stitch, yarn over, and now I'm gonna do a third one above the third. My third double crochet stitch. Now we have 2 loops and a row forming of double crochet stitches. Now I'm gonna do chain of 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, and I'm going to connect this into this column above, right above it, and do a double crochet stitch there, like so. Another chain of 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, and this will connect into the corner of the previous box, if you will, like so. Via double crochet stitch. This is what I have so far, and this is the base for our project, this portion on the bottom right here. Now you will alternate the filled up square with an empty one, like so. We're just going to repeat this same pattern over and over for a number of rows, like this. So let's keep going. Now I'm going to have chain of 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to turn my work like so, as we are going back and forth like this. Yarn over. Okay, so next square will be filled as we go empty filled, empty filled. So this one will be a filled one, and I'm going to do 3 double crochets into this square. So I'm going in, 1, yarn over, second double crochet, yarn over, and third double crochet stitch. Next I'm going to do a yarn over and connect double crochet stitch into this column, like so. Now I have a filled square. Now chain of 3, 1, 2, 3, yarn over. This will always be consisting of empty squares, and this will always be filled squares. So I'm going into the top of this column to connect via double crochet right here. And now I will do 2 more double crochets above each of these columns, yarn over. Second double crochet, and now the third one, yarn over, and I'm going into this one, the last one, double crochet, like this, chain of 6. Now I need to make this loop again, so chain of 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to turn my work, yarn over, and I need to repeat these 3 double crochet stitches one above the other again. So I'm going into the base to do the first, and here I have my loop, yarn over. Now I'm gonna do 2 more, one above the other, my second double crochet, and now will be a third, yarn over. Above the last column I go, double crochet stitch, like so, chain of 3, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, and now I am going to go right into this column to connect via double crochet, chain of 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna connect into the corner of the filled square just like I did before, yarn over, and into the corner I go, double crochet stitch, like so. So now I am at this part where I need to create this top loop on the other side of my work. All of our loops so far were at the bottom, but once in a while you have to create one on the top. So here I am at that point now where I need to do that. So I'm gonna make chain of 6 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now I'm going to turn my work, yarn over, and I'm going to connect that loop into the base right here, like so, via double crochet stitch, like this. And now I have my one loop on the opposite side of our work. The square that's coming up will be a filled square, so nothing changes. I'm doing a yarn over, and I will do 3 double crochet stitches into this square. So here is going my first one, yarn over, second one into the same square, yarn over, third double crochet stitch into the same square, and now I need to connect into this column, so another yarn over, and I'm connecting it into this column on the top, via double crochet stitch, and I have my filled square. Chain of 3, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, and I will connect it via double crochet stitch into the base of this column. Like so. And now we'll do 2 more double crochet stitches to continue the pattern. Yarn over. Now it goes above the second column right here, double crochet stitch, and a third double crochet stitch into the last column. This is our work so far. Now I need to do the same thing to continue to the right. So chain of 6 to create the loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Turning my work. Now I need to connect this chain into the base here to create a loop. Yarn over, and I go over here to connect it via double crochet stitch, like so. And I need to make 2 more double crochet stitches, 2 more columns, one above another. Yarn over, into the second I go, double crochet, yarn over, and now we'll do the third one above this one. Double crochet. Now I do chain of 3. 1, 2, 3. Yarn over, and I will connect it into this column to create our empty square via double crochet stitch. And next square on this side will be empty. So chain of 3, 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over, and I will connect it to the top of this column right here. Double crochet stitch. And here is our work so far. Next I have a filled square coming up, so I will do a chain of 3. 1, 2, 3. I will turn my work, and now I will do 3 double crochet stitches into this square. Yarn over, going in for my first double crochet stitch, the first one, yarn over, doing my second one into the same empty square, yarn over, and a third double crochet stitch. The pattern pretty much repeats itself now, I'm sure you've noticed it. Yarn over, and now I will connect into this column right here above it, like so. Double crochet stitch. And I filled this square. Now chain of 3, 1, 2, 3, yarn over. I will come to here and do 3 double crochet stitches. First I'm gonna go into the column, the first one, and do my first double crochet, yarn over. Now I'm gonna do a second one above second column, my second double crochet, yarn over, And now my third into the third column. And a third double crochet. Now I'm gonna do chain of 6 stitches to make another loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Turn my work over, yarn over, and connect into the base to create the loop via double crochet stitch. Like so. Now 2 more double crochet stitches, one above the other existing one. So this is my second double crochet. Yarn over and a third right here. Third double crochet. Chain of 3. 1, 2, 3, yarn over, and I'm going into this column right here to connect via double crochet stitch. Like so. Now this was a filled square, so next one will be empty. Chain of 3. 1, 2, 3, yarn over, and I will connect into this corner right here via double crochet stitch. Like this. So let's see where we at with our pattern. So this is where we at right now. I put it one above another. Hope you can see it. Now we're going to start working on this arched flower, if you will. We're going to reinforce this corner right here that we are on right now. We're gonna go inside of this empty square and do a single crochet stitch just to kind of straighten this corner right here. Now I'm going to do a chain of 13 stitches. 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12, and 13. I'm going to kind of pull a little bit on this and get my hook out. Now I'm going to turn my work like so. I'm going to go inside this loop, pick up my work. I'm going to pull this through the loop like so, and do single crochet like this to secure it to our loop. And now we'll do 10 single crochet stitches along this loop, so into it like so. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Pull it out for a second, and you can move this to the bottom like so. Pull it a little bit, and this is our first petal, if you will. Now I'm going back into my stitch, and I'm gonna do chain of 13 stitches again for our second petal. 13. And I'm going to pull the stitch a bit again, get my hook out, go back into the loop, get my stitch back, and I'm going to pull it into the loop, single crochet it to secure it to the loop. And as we did in the first one, we're going to do 10 single crochet stitches into this loop alongside of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And you have your second petal. Now I'm going to do a third chain of 13 stitches. Pull it out. You can pull your second petal lower on the chain here, like so. Now you take your hook inside the loop, the working loop, pull it through and secure it via single crochet stitch. And now you will do 10 single crochet stitches along this line into this loop like you did twice before. And you need to have total of 6 of these. I will show you. As you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I will do all 6 and I will meet you when I'm here. So here I am at the end here. I've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these petals, if you want to call them that way. And now I need to attach my work to this side right here. So I'm going back into my loop. And I will make chain of 3. 1, 2, 3. Now you will bypass one filled square and attach your flower to the beginning of the second filled square. So we're gonna go right here and attach our work via slip stitch. Like so. It might be buckling a little bit and bending, but don't worry. Once we finish up these parts right here, it will all start to look better. It will kind of stretch and even everything out, and especially after you iron it. Now that I finished the basics of the petals, I will start working on these scalloped edges for each petal. So we're going to go into our first petal and do a single crochet stitch to start it off with. The next one will be half a double crochet, and I hope that I'm saying it correctly. Sometimes I'm not sure about the terminology, but I will show you how I am doing it. So I'm gonna do a yarn over, go into this loop, into the first petal, and now I'm going to thread the yarn through all 3 stitches at once, like so. Next I will do 3 double crochet stitches, so yarn over, going into this loop, first double crochet, yarn over, second double crochet, yarn over, and a third double crochet, now I'm going to do another half a double crochet, yarn over, and I'm going to thread through all 3 stitches at once. And I'm going to finish it off with a single crochet stitch, like this. And I have our very first scalloped edge finished, and the rest of them will be just the same. Let's do the second one. So now we're going straight into the next petal or loop. I will start with a single crochet. Now yarn over, and I will do a half a double crochet. I will pull the yarn through all 3 stitches like so. Now I will do 3 double crochet stitches, yarn over, into the loop, first double crochet, yarn over, into the loop, second double crochet, yarn over, third double crochet, yarn over, and half a double crochet where I will pull yarn through all 3 stitches. And I will finish this with a single crochet stitch at the end. And I have a second scallop finished, and I will finish the rest on my own as they are all the same. So I'm finishing my last petal, my last scallop. Now I have single crochet stitch at the end here. And I am done scalloping all of them. Once that is done, I will secure my flower to the corner of this empty square via single crochet stitch, like so. Now I will do chain of 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Next on the pattern I have to make filled up square, yarn over, and I will do 3 double crochet stitches into here. 1, 2, 3 double crochet stitches. Now yarn over, and I will connect into this column on the top via double crochet stitch, like so. And now we're starting our bases pattern again for our next flower. So we're gonna knit the same stuff here this way until we have enough to do a flower again. So chain of 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, and I will connect it to here and do 1, 2, 3 double crochet stitches as we did before. So first double crochet stitch, yarn over, now going to be second into the second column, second double crochet stitch, yarn over, now do the third one, and third double crochet stitch. And now we'll do this little loop, chain of 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and I will turn my work, yarn over, and I will connect this loop into the base of this column here via double crochet stitch. Like so. Now we'll do 2 more double crochet stitches to fit into these 2 columns, yarn over, into the base of the second column, double crochet stitch, and another one into here. Third double crochet, like so. Now chain of 3 stitches. Yarn over, and I will connect this into this column right here via double crochet stitch. Chain of 3. Yarn over, and this will be connected into the corner of the filled up square right here. Double crochet stitch, and I will continue this pattern. Next will be filled up square. So now you will see that the last scallop is connected to the filled up square. From here you will count 1, 2 filled up squares more that you will need to do, separated by the empty ones. And then when you get to making your third filled up square, you will create a loop on the other side by making chain of 6 stitches connecting them to the base. So this is what I currently have. So I need to make filled up square 1, filled up square twice, and then when I am here about to make a third filled up square, I will create a loop. So this is what I will do. I will continue knitting the same pattern, do 2 filled up squares, and I will meet you then. So I crocheted 1, 2 filled squares from the square where the scallop was connected to, and now I will be crocheting a third filled square, but I need to make another one of these loops here on top. So let's do it. I need to make chain of 6 stitches. Six. Turn my work, yarn over, and I will create the loop by connecting this into the base right here of the column, like so, via double crochet stitch. And here is the loop. And now we'll fill up the square with 3 double crochet stitches. First, second, and third. Yarn over, and I will connect into this column via double crochet stitch right here into the base of it. Like so. Now this square will be empty. Chain of 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Yarn over. And I will connect here and do 1, 2, 3 double crochet stitches. First double crochet, yarn over. Second double crochet, and the last third one. Now I will do this loop and continue crocheting until I am at the beginning of my second filled square. So I'm gonna do 1 filled square and 2 empty ones, and then when I am on the verge of crocheting my second filled square from the center, I will see you then. So right now I am over here. This is my center, as you can see here, my center. So I need to crochet 2 empty ones and filled one in between, and then I will be here and I will meet you then. So here I am at that point. I will start working on the flower now. First I will reinforce this corner by doing 1 single crochet into this square like so, just to kind of get it a little bit stronger so it doesn't stretch too much. And now I will do chain of 13 stitches. and 13, and I will pull the stitch out some, get the hook out. Now I will turn my work so that my chain is to my left, and I will connect it to the loop, go inside, pick up my work, pull it through the loop, and connect it via single crochet, like so. And into here I will do 10 single crochet stitches, just like we did here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I can pull this lower to the base of the loop, like so. Chain of 13 stitches again. And 13, and I will pull this out, get the hook out, go back to my loop and pull this through and connect it via single crochet, like that. And now we'll do 10 single crochet stitches into this loop, just like I did below, and I need to have 6 of these petals. I will meet you when I made all 6. Here I finished all my 6 petals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now I'm going to do chain of 3. 1, 2, 3, and now I am ready to attach. I'm going to skip one filled square and attach it at the beginning of the second filled square right here. I'm gonna go right at the top of the base and connect via slip stitch, like so. Now I'm ready to work on my scallops at the top of each petal. I'm going to do 1 single crochet and now move into the first petal, starting with 1 single crochet. Now I'm gonna do half a double crochet, yarn over, go inside, pull the yarn out, and I'm going to crochet through all 3 stitches at once, like so. Now 3 double crochet stitches, 1, 2, and 3, another half double crochet, yarn over, pull yarn through all 3 stitches at once, and finish this off with single crochet stitch. And I have my first scalloped edge. I will finish all the petals and I will meet you then. Here I finished my last scallop. I will connect it to this empty square into the corner via single crochet stitch, like so. And now I pretty much repeat the pattern. I will keep doing the base again and then the flower at the top. So here I'm doing chain of 3, yarn over. Now I will do 3 double crochet stitches, third one, yarn over, and I will do double crochet stitch into this column. Now chain of 3, yarn over, and now we'll connect it here and do 1, 2, 3 double crochet stitches. the third double crochet. Now we'll do chain of 6 to create the loop, and the pattern continues. It just keeps repeating itself over and over, and you can do this as long as you need to create a ribbon-like lace. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time.